Gotcha, Victoria Neuman. You can't fool me. Hello, how are you? Hello, Goobers. Real quick before we get into the video, number one, I'm wearing a hat, even though I'm inside, and that's because my hair is really gross and I don't want to shower till later, so this is what you get. I'm going to be squinting a lot because I took my contacts out earlier. I wanted to take a nap, and I don't want to put them back in. If I'm squinting, it's because I can barely see, you know? Spoiler warning is now in effect. If you have not seen the last episode of season 2, please do not watch this movie. Please do not watch this video unless you want to have it spoiled. Don't watch beyond this point. This is your spoiler warning. You have been warned, so it's not my problem anymore. Hi, if you guys are new here because you saw my most recent video, which was a predictions and theories for season 2/3 of, or the end of season 2 into the season 3 of The Boys. I'm just struggling to speak like a normal human today. I just watched last night, and then this morning I watched the last episode of season 2, and it was awesome. Yeah, so I was right about everything. Okay, one thing I was wrong about, but we'll get to that. As I was watching the finale, the first time I watched it, I just kind of experienced it. I actually took one note the first time I watched it because I didn't really want to be like taking notes. But the first note I wrote was, Kimiko! The first time I watched it, I just kind of watched it. And the second time I started to take notes, a lot of things that happened in it, I was just... I mean, I guess technically I called most of it, but that was what I was surprised about. I've never been right about anything, and now I feel like I'm a detective. So I'm just gonna go through my notes real quick. They're not gonna be in chronological order. I'm very scatterbrained. First off, I'm just gonna say I love A-Train. I love him so much. When A-Train entered the car and he's like, "Sup, shitbirds." Oh, it's so precious. I love it. Yeah, he's a really funny comedic actor, and I'm hoping that next season they have a little bit, like, I don't mind A-Train being on the 7 anymore. Woo, go A-Train! But I hope he gets a little bit more comedic pieces to work with, comedic scenes to work with, because the actor's really good at that. He's good at serious and comedic, so it's fun to watch A-Train. I love him. In the first season, I was like, dude, but now, like, he's going on a background redemption arc, and I am here for it. I cannot lie when I say DADLANDER is kind of sweet. Obviously, towards the end, when he called him, like, a little shit or something, when he was talking to Butcher, he was being an asshole there, but the way he protected Ryan and, like, took him out of when he was having a panic attack and he took him into a little nice cabin, that was actually sweet. And then, like, the heart-to-heart he had with his son. If DADLANDER was, like, just not a psychopath, he could be a character I root for. When Edgar said lashing out is a white man's luxury, I was like, that explains it. I was like, okay, yeah, he's clear. Yep, I'm sorry, bro, you're right. Yeah, that was a really great moment, because then it made more sense to me why he would be working with people who are racist, because I'm like, okay, true, yeah, you do have to work the system, because the system wasn't built for you. Okay, so this is one thing that I noticed on my second, or like, I guess the half rewatch that I did, but I forget the name of the dude, but when he was talking to our little baddie Victoria Neuman and Mallory, when they were talking to that one dude who was looking for his pin or whatever, he mentioned that Compound V was gonna go for like $500 or $5 million a pop, which ridiculous. But also, he said ICE is next in line for Compound V. No, ICE does not need help. They do not need superpowers. They do not need funding. I mean, I get that, like, in this world, they're trying to make it so that it seems like all of the superheroes that aren't in America are terrorists. I get why they would be giving ICE Compound V in that sense, but I also hate it. Fuck ICE. Literally fuck ICE. I really like the scene between Maeve and Annie, and I mean, technically Huey, when she said, like, haven't I done enough for you? I was like, true. She's literally, like, when Annie's about to get super messed up, Maeve was always the one who jumped in and, like, saved her. In season 1, she saved Starlight from getting fucked up by Homelander because he found out that she was, like, dating Huey or whatever. So, like, Maeve has really been coming in clutch. I'm just gonna say it now. The one thing I was wrong about was I predicted that Maeve was gonna get killed, and thankfully she didn't. Every time she was on screen, I was, like, shaking because I was like, please, Maeve, don't get hurt. She made it through. My girl survived, and she kicked some ass while she was at it. I'm glad that was the one prediction I was wrong about. I really like Maeve. Her character arc, like, all of the background characters are having really excellent arcs of their own, and that's what I think makes the show really good, is, like, the main characters have their arcs, obviously, but even, like, the slightly, like, the secondary characters just have these wonderfully thought out, beautiful arcs. Any of them are, like, interesting to really stop and analyze if you really think about it. The quote, "One has been back as redemption, two is weakness," I love it. The writing is good, not the fact that sentiment. Edgar saying no to the Fresca, that was hilarious. When Becca was with the boys and, like, French Frenchie made her a sandwich. Mother's Milk brought her a drink. And then Kimiko was just like looking at her like adoringly. So precious. The sweetest. I love the little family. The boys are so precious to me. Frenchie saying like, I'm close to him when talking about his relationship with Butcher was also so cute. I love the boys. They're just Stormfront's line to Ashley about the West Elm Death Star kind of vibes of Homelander's apartment was hilarious. It was mean though. Like, I feel so bad for Ashley. She's doing the most for everyone else. She's ripping out her own hair. She's having mental breakdowns. And people just treat her like shit. My long con prediction over like the secret arcs over the next few seasons is I think Ashley's gonna become pretty high up at Vought and then at some point turn on some of the heroes, you know? She'll be like, I worked for y'all and you treat me like shit, and she's gonna become one of the higher ups. I don't know, kill a bunch of the Seven? We don't know. I just have a feeling that they're gonna do a little like, maybe like a super villain kind of thing where she becomes something. You hear my cat clawing my walls? I'm sorry. When Kimiko was fighting, like she started beating up Stormfront. Beautiful. And then Stormfront broke her neck. I like gasped out loud. I was very upset. I thought she was gonna just get killed off because spoiler alert for the comics, but Kimiko, much like all of the boys, I'm pretty sure, end up dying. So I was afraid that they were gonna kill her off. I would be really pissed if that happened. But then when Maeve showed up and then the three women were beating up Stormfront, like, I'm not gonna lie, that was really hot. Like, I don't condone violence, but in this moment, watching three empowered women beating up a Nazi, what I wouldn't give to be the unicorn to the girls who get it done. Jumping a little bit back, there was a throwaway line that Black Noir is in a coma. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be fine in season 3. Like, he'll come back. They were like building him up in the background so much just to have him get taken out by a literal almond joy. He's gonna come out of it. He'll get out of his coma. He's gonna be fine. We have not seen the last of our good boy Black Noir. In the comic books, if you have compound V in your bloodstream and your DNA, your body can be reanimated after you die. You're not like alive, but it's the compound V and you kind of being reanimated and you're kind of like a zombie version of yourself. Lamplighter in the comic books, he was reanimated in this way. I don't think that they can reanimate Lamplighter. I mean, they could, but he would just be like a burnt corpse that wouldn't function. I have a feeling that Black Noir might actually be, if he dies, he'll be reanimated. Something's gonna happen with him. He's not just gonna die off screen in a coma. No. The one thing that caught me off guard so much was when Becca got killed. I'm just gonna roll the clip because I was literally crying. I started crying. No! All she wanted him to know is that he was good and that it wasn't his fault. Oh, wow. Oh, is Butcher gonna kill this child? Yeah, I really hope that they raise Ryan to be a good boy. Her last wish being that she wanted her son to know it wasn't his fault. Good moms in cinema make me cry. One thing that I was surprised about was that Huey's mom is still alive. Turns out she's not dead. She's just a piece of shit who abandoned her family. Now that the Deep is not in the Seven or in the Scientology world, sorry, I meant the Church of the Collective. I have a feeling he's gonna try to join the boys. I don't think the boys are going to be together right away at the beginning of season 3. Obviously, they went off on their own little side adventures, and for a while they're gonna be farther apart. But I do think part of season 3 will be them having to come back together because what is the show called? The Boys. I think that because the Deep tried to, or he was kicked out of the Seven, unceremoniously parted with the Church of the Collective. I also think that now he's gonna try to become one of the boys, and they're just gonna like make fun of him. He'll be the new Huey, you know what I mean? It seems like there's a trend of him failing at joining teams, which is fine. The thing he said about Fresca. I really enjoyed this season finale. I'm excited for season 3. I want it right now. So now that we know Victoria Neuman is the big bad, I'm very curious about how she's gonna play into season 3 because she's working with Huey now. Huey's legit. I don't know if she'll be the huge big bad. I still think she's gonna be the next subtle big bad. Maybe Jensen Ackles' character will actually be the new big secret bad. Like, he's not gonna be a villain. Well, he'll be a villain in secret. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't heard much news beyond what I talked about earlier for season 3, so I'm just gonna end it there. Let me know down below in the comics what you got. What am I saying? Let me know down below in the comments. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode, if you liked it, if you predicted anything. Who's your favorite character? And why is it A-Train? Do I say that every time? I don't know. Thank you, Goobers, for following. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. I will see you guys in the next video.